Powerful Nerdcast assembles!
Stay dandy, baby.
Gohan throws down with Seventhree, the triple-changing android. And could Merus be breaking angel law? All that and more, in another awesome chapter of Dragon Ball Super. Hello, my friends. The Ace Guru has returned from a long, much-needed vacation, and as soon as I got back, there was a brand new chapter of Dragon Ball Super, and damn, I am excited. The way the last chapter ended, with Piccolo battling against Seventhree, the android who has the ability to copy someone's powers, and now Gohan has returned, stepping up to the plate, wearing that old Piccolo uniform as he performs to go Ultimate Gohan on this alien force. Guys, this is something that I was really looking forward to, especially because Gohan, for me, is a character who has been done so dirty throughout Dragon Ball. I mean, he's had his moments, especially at the beginning of Dragon Ball Z and leading all the way up to the end of the Cell arc. But after that, I really felt that the character was underutilized, as if the creators of the series realized that people love Goku. They don't want Gohan. So they sort of prepped up Gohan to be like, he was going to be like the next real main character of the series, only for Goku to return and sort of take all of the glory. And that kind of disappointed me. And ever since then, that's just kind of the way it's been. They build up Gohan to be like the ultimate warrior. He goes up against Buu and ends up getting absorbed. You go back to friggin' Dragon Ball Super, and every single time he battles against someone, he ends up either getting in a stalemate or losing altogether. It's just disappointing. I've been waiting for that big moment for Gohan to come out on top, and they almost had it with this chapter. Don't get me wrong, I really loved this chapter and I loved the action, especially because essentially it was Gohan battling against Piccolo, because of course Seventhree is using all the abilities of Piccolo and a Namekian in particular, but Gohan just completely destroyed him here. It was really satisfying. Because he has worked and sparred with Piccolo for so long, he pretty much knows everything that Seventhree is going to do, and I really love that Seventhree not only has utilized a lot of Piccolo's like really iconic techniques, but has also brought back some from the past. If anybody remembers during the big climactic battle at the end of Dragon Ball when Goku was battling against Piccolo, Piccolo utilized the techniques to transform into a great Namekian, which is essentially just a big, giant, monstrous version of himself, a really big version of Piccolo, and that's exactly what Seventhree does. It was really cool to actually see that come back, but of course, just like Goku, Gohan takes advantage of this and just runs circles around this big giant, knocking him on his ass multiple times and getting ready to blast him point blank with a Kamehameha to the face, which he shouldn't have wasted any time on because he just immediately goes back to his smaller form, and that's when he reveals a secret hidden ability. Now, we've already known that Seventhree has the ability to copy other people's powers and use them for up to 30 minutes by touching their neck. However, we didn't know that he could actually stockpile some of these powers, and he's able to do it with 3 people at once. And it just so happens that one of these powers happens to belong to none other than Moro, the planet Eater himself. And this actually gives Seventhree the ability to utilize his magical abilities to sort of absorb key power and the actual life force of the planet itself. And the minute that he does that, the tide just turns. Everybody starts losing. Gohan starts losing all of his power. Everybody is just passing out from all of this. And it looks like it's only a matter of time before Seventhree is going to destroy the entire planet. That is, of course, until Krillin decides to open his frickin' yapper and, of course, says that Goku and Vegeta are eventually going to return to the planet to take down Moro personally. This, of course, gets Moro rock hard when he realizes, oh, these guys are coming back. I'm going to be able to take their power away and become even more strong. The thing is, though, it's going to take a while for that to happen, and they're going to give them 2 months in order to actually do this. They're going to wait 2 months for Goku and Vegeta to come back, which, of course, is just the perfect opportunity for these characters to complete their training. Maybe even some of those characters on Earth can do a little bit of training and fight back against Moro's forces. All I know is this is a cool development, but it's also kind of a lazy and kind of an annoying one. I really wanted to see Gohan take someone out and do it in the blaze of freaking glory. Just destroy Seventhree. It would have been so awesome. I loved the way that this chapter opened up. Literally, the front page is Gohan just like punching the shit out of this dude. I'm like, oh man, this is going to be so good. This is going to be the moment where Gohan comes back and establishes that he is still an amazing fighter. And while he does display some amazing skills, he just doesn't end up winning again. And I have to admit that is kind of disappointing. Really, that's all I have to say about that. The first part of the chapter was just pretty much everybody getting their asses handed to them as soon as Seventhree decided to switch to Moro's powers. I'm curious to see what other abilities he's going to take in the future as well, because now that we know he can take 3 powers, I'm hoping we'll get some more mixing and matching. I don't know why he wouldn't continue to use Moro's powers, though, considering how incredibly useful they are against all of these opponents who can have all of their energy sort of stripped away. Like, it immediately, gave him the advantage in battle. I mean, he was getting his ass just smacked by Gohan until he decided to switch to Moro, so that was a little strange. Now, while all of that is well and good and the action is really exciting, albeit slightly disappointing, in my opinion, yours might differ, the thing that I think most people are going to be talking about is definitely the big revelation at the very end of the chapter. It's not so much a revelation as it is starting to dig a little bit more into the theories that everybody's been coming up with when it comes to the character of Merus. So, if it's not obvious enough, and I've talked about it, other people have probably made way better videos discussing it, but the fact of the matter is, Merus is an angel. He has to be some sort of an angel, a fallen angel, the distant cousin of Whis or the Grand Priest in some form or fashion. The point is, this guy can use Ultra Instinct, he looks just like an angel, and there is something going on here where Whis is talking to the Grand Priest, and they're discussing angel law and the matter of Merus, how these things are connecting. By Merus training with Goku, is that fair? Is that breaking some sort of ridiculous intergalactic holy law that we have no idea about? And why does the Grand Priest seem so happy about this prospect in the first place? Is this some sort of forbidden ability that they're just not allowed to teach to people unless they get the actual permission of other angels or gods of destruction themselves? It raises a lot of questions, and it makes me want to learn a little bit more about Merus' past. It was very apparent from when they introduced his character that there's something not quite normal about his character. There's something that they're really hiding from us, and they don't really want to tell us what his deal is actually going to be. Whether it was his distinctive character design, or that he was the #1 person in the Galactic Patrol, or just the fact that he looks just like a freaking angel, there was always something kind of interesting about him, and these last couple of chapters have been doing a really good job of actually building him up and what his deal is going to be. Like I said, the action and everything in this chapter was pretty damn solid, but I think the biggest thing on everyone's plate is going to be, what's the deal with Merus? So, what's the rundown on this chapter of Dragon Ball Super? I cannot count the ways I loved this chapter. While, like I said, I am disappointed by Gohan not being able to finish off an opponent, it was still really cool to see him in action. He's always a really cool fighter to watch, and seeing him utilize all of his techniques and going up against an enemy using all of Piccolo's techniques is awesome. I especially loved that one bit of dialogue where Piccolo is kind of like, I'm really cool, and it's really cool that you're here and you're fighting against this guy, but it also has me kind of worried knowing that really you can defeat me any single time that you want. Really, the student has officially become the master, if that wasn't clear enough. I do love that he did show a lot of respect to Piccolo in this chapter by actually wearing that outfit again. I think that's something that Gohan should always wear. I always die a little inside when he's wearing the same exact uniform as Goku. While it is, honoring his father in a sense, and he definitely learned a lot from him, at the end of the day, we all have to admit, Piccolo is the real Gohan daddy. That's just the way it is. So showing off that respect in this chapter was great, and the action against Seventhree was all sorts of awesome. I really, really loved it. But of course, it's that final part of the chapter that really has it for me. I love that revelation. I'm glad they're not beating around the bush anymore. We're finally getting to the fact that Merus could very well be an angel. We'll just have to see what all that is. So I love this chapter so much, even with the things I didn't like. I love the wacky villains. I love the over-the-top action. It feels like classic Dragon Ball. I love the villain. I love all the side stories that are going on in the background. It's expanding the universe continuously. And man, they better make this return for an anime or some sort of multi-movie arc. I need to see this animated. I absolutely must. Aside from that, I love this chapter. I'm giving it a 5 out of 5. No complaints here. If I do have complaints, they're superficial at best, and it's me just nitpicking and bitching. otherwise, I loved reading this chapter, and I really want to get your thoughts about it. You can tell me all of them in the comment section below, and what you guys hope to see from the rest of the Dragon Ball Super manga series. What did you think about Gohan's battle with Seventhree? What are the characters going to do in 2 months' time? Are they going to train? Are they going to get stronger? Are they going to try and take on Moro themselves? What's going to happen with Goku and Vegeta's training, and what's the deal with Merus? What's all this Angel Law stuff all about? Let's have a discussion about it in the comment section below. And with that, thank you guys so much for watching this review. Please subscribe to the channel for more, and remember, if you liked the video, use a Kamehameha, hit that like button, do it right now. I'll see you guys next time, and as always, stay dandy, baby.